Hello yogis, today's class is an audio-only Vinyasa yoga class. So this class is great if you already know most of the Vinyasa yoga postures and you don't need a visual aid. If you still require visual aids for your practice, you may want to check out a different class on this channel. So the class we're going to be doing today is designed to build energy. So we'll be flowing through several different sequences, and we're going to be repeating a couple of the sequences over a few times. The first time we go through a sequence, we'll go through slower. You'll have a couple more cues, and then as we progress through the practice, we'll just do one breath per movement. So we'll begin in Utthita Balasana, extended child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch, knees as wide as your mat. Drop your forehead to the ground. Spread your fingers wide on your mat. Begin your nice deep Ujjayi breath here, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. As you inhale, feel your belly expanding. And as you exhale, press all the stale air out. And throughout this practice, just know that you can always come back to this extended child's pose. If you ever feel like you need a break, this is your home base. Take a few more deep breaths here. Inhale, come to tabletop position. Stack your shoulders directly over your wrists. Your hips are directly over your knees. Exhale. Inhale, cat-cow. Arch your back, broaden through your collarbones, nice and slow. Exhale, tuck your tailbone round the spine. Your head is the very last thing to drop. Inhale, arch for cow pose. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, tuck your toes, scoot your hands about 6 inches to a foot in front of you. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your feet are hips distance apart. Your hands are just wider than your shoulders with your fingers spread wide. Your gaze is between your thighs or up at your navel if that doesn't strain your neck. And create a nice long spine here. Flatten your back and imagine that you're in a nice inverted V. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg up, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, bend your knee, open the hip. Inhale, reach your right leg back up. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Lower your left knee all the way to the ground. Inhale, rise to low lunge. Soften through your shoulders. Feel the stretch through your left hip flexor. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Tuck your left toes. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, bend the left knee, open the hip. Inhale, reach your left leg back up. Exhale, engage your core, plant your left foot between your hands. Lower your right knee all the way to the ground. Inhale, rise to low lunge. Soften through your shoulders. Feel the stretch through your right hip flexor this time. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands. Tuck your foot, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze toward the front of your mat, and step forward into a ragdoll position. Bring your feet hip distance apart, grab opposite elbows, and just allow yourself to hang. Warm up the hamstrings here. Imagine any tension in your body just pouring out the crown of your head, deep down into the earth. Maybe sway from side to side if that feels good. Shake your head, yes and no. Find a few more breaths here. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, roll your shoulders back, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, exhale. Bring your hands to heart center and close your eyes. Perhaps you'd like to set your intention for your practice today. Maybe you'd like to dedicate your practice to yourself or to someone in need, or just to a characteristic you want more of in your life, such as love, happiness, or peace. And just hold on to this intention as we flow with the breath. Bring your big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Open the eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up, bring your gaze up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring your hands to the floor, forehead toward the shins. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Bring your hands to your shins or the floor, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees, step back to your plank pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way, your choice. Keep your elbows in. Inhale to Bhujangasana, baby cobra, or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach your right leg up, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Ground through the outer edge of your left foot. 90-degree bend in your right knee. Square your hips toward the front of your mat. And soften your shoulders down and away from your ears. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Bring your gaze over your right middle finger. If you glance down, you should still be able to see your right big toe. You want to have some external rotation in the front leg. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Few deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Slide your left hand down the left thigh. Reach the right arm up. Exhale, Vinyasa. Cartwheel your hands to frame your right foot. Step back to your plank position. Lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. You can always skip the vinyasas. You can step straight to down dog or child's pose. Take a deep breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Ground through the outer edge of your right foot this time. 90-degree bend in your left knee. Square your hips toward the front of your mat. And soften your shoulders down and away from your ears. Take a few deep breaths here. Feeling that powerful energy that you're creating in your Warrior 1. The strength through the thighs and the core. Steady your breath. Inhale. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Gaze over the left middle finger. Again, if you glance down, you should still be able to see your left big toe. Shoulders are stacked directly over your hips. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale, reverse warrior. Slide your right hand back. Reach your left arm up toward the sky. Exhale, Vinyasa. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Step back to your plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. We're going to take that same exact sequence. We're going to run through it 2 more times. And these next 2 times, we're just going to do 1 breath per movement. So if your breath is different than mine, take your time with it. You can be faster, you can be slower. This is your practice. Take 1 deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Vinyasa, high to low plank, or you can lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Vinyasa, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, Reverse Warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, cartwheel your hands to frame the foot, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, Reverse Warrior. Exhale, take your Vinyasa, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg up, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Gazes over your right middle finger. Strong stance here. We're taking a new sequence, so we're going to go through it nice and slow the first time. A few more breaths. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach your right hand toward the front of your mat as far as you can, and then place your right hand anywhere along your shin, a block, or the floor. Your gaze is up toward your left thumb or straight in front of you if that strains your neck. Think about rotating your left hip up toward the ceiling. Few deep breaths here. Inhale, reverse triangle. Keep both legs straight. Reach the left arm back. Right arm reaches up. Exhale. Cartwheel your hands to frame your right foot. Bend your right knee. Step back to your plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts this time. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. 90-degree bend on your left knee. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Gaze is over your left middle finger. A few deep breaths here. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach your left fingertips toward the front of your mat as far as you can. And then place your left fingertips anywhere along your shin, the block, or a floor. Your gaze is up toward your right thumb or straight in front of you if that strains your neck. Feel that right hip rotating up toward the sky. Take a few deep breaths here in triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Reach your left arm up toward the sky. Exhale, frame the left foot, bend the left knee, step back to plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. We'll take that sequence 2 more times on each side. 1 breath per movement this time. Again, take your time. Your breath might be a little faster or a little slower than my cues. Listen to your body and do what's right for you today. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle, reach your right arm up. Exhale, Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, Vinyasa. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, Vinyasa, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, Vinyasa, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, pigeon pose. Bring your right knee toward the right wrist. Left heel comes outside your hip. Your left leg is extended straight back behind you. Inhale, open your chest, square your hips. Exhale, fold forward, come down onto your elbows, or bring your forehead all the way to the ground, your choice. Take a few deep breaths here. When you're in pigeon pose, see if you can inhale, really lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold deeper into the pose. Really release here. Pigeon pose is often one of those poses that's never quite comfortable. It feels good and bad all at the same time. So here we want to really practice our breathing. Let the breath guide us into the posture. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, slowly walk your hands back. Tuck your left toes. Step back, downward facing dog. Maybe shake out your hips here for a second before we move to the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, pigeon pose. Bring your left knee to your left wrist. Left heel outside your right hip. Your right leg is extended straight back behind you. Inhale, square yourself toward the front of your mat. Exhale, fold forward, coming down onto your elbows, or bring your forehead all the way to the ground. And take a few deep breaths here. Again, really breathe through the tension. We can learn a lot of life lessons in pigeon pose. If we take the time to breathe through difficulty, it makes it a lot easier. I didn't say it makes it easy, it makes it easier. So learn how to breathe through the challenges that life throws out at you. Everybody has their challenges, and everything happens for a reason. So we have all these different obstacles in our way. So the only thing we really have control of is our reaction to these obstacles. So use this pigeon pose as practice for when you get hit by those difficult obstacles. How are you going to react? Are you going to panic and quicken your breath and not be able to calm yourself down? Or are you going to just breathe deeply through it? Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, slowly walk your hands back. Tuck your right toes, step back, downward facing dog. Maybe take any little movements that feel good on your hips here. Inhale, bend your knees and just step to the center of your mat. Take a quick ragdoll, feet hip distance apart, grab opposite elbows. Allow your head to hang. Really get into those hamstrings. Lift up on your kneecaps here to engage your quadriceps. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release and just sit all the way down onto your bum. Come into Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to come toward the ground. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Keep your back as flat as possible. Feel the nice stretch in the IT band. Keep the breath steady. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, slowly release. And just roll all the way down onto your back. Bring your heels next to your bum, feet hip-width distance apart. Plant your palms firmly outside your hips. Inhale for bridge pose. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lift your hips up toward the sky. You can keep your hands where they are, or you can shrug one shoulder under and then the other, clasping your fingertips. Few deep breaths, opening the front body. Each inhale, can you lift your hips just a little higher? Inhale. Exhale, slowly release your grip. If you're clasping your fingers, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side, massaging out your lower back. Bring your arms out to a T. Keep your knees into your chest. Inhale. Exhale, drop your knees to your right and bring your gaze over your left shoulder. Keep your left shoulder planted firmly. Take a few deep breaths in this easy twist. Inhale, bring both knees back to center. Exhale, drop your knees over to the left and bring your gaze over your right fingertips this time. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, release everything. Come into Shavasana. Extend both legs straight. Allow your feet to naturally roll out. Turn one palm toward the sky and then the other. Allow your entire body to be supported by the earth here. You did an amazing job with this practice. And for a moment, I'd just like you to think that you're so much stronger than you can possibly imagine. You're capable of taking on anything that life throws at you. Just rest with this for a few moments here in Shavasana. I invite you to stay here another 10 to 15 minutes if you have the time. But if you're ready to make your way out of it, keep your eyes closed and just slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Perhaps reach your arms up and point your toes for a full body stretch. Gently hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side, massaging out your lower back. And roll onto either side in the fetal position, using your arm as a pillow when you're ready. Stay here for a few breaths. Take your time, there's no rush. Gently press your way back to a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste.